another exciting expedition on Lockin' It In with Deb and Pear. Before we begin, we want to remind you that, first of all, this show is about real estate and all things related to real estate, including maintaining your home. And we want you to know that your situation is all your own, it's unique, and any advice you hear here, always you want to seek the advice of a properly licensed professional in all things, and never interpret anything that we say as legal advice.
This is Perrin Walker. My NMLS number is 173529. I work with Mortgage One Northwest. Their NMLS number is 82426. I can be reached at 253-226-6454. We are an equal housing lender. This is not an offer to enter into an agreement. Not all customers will qualify. Information, rates, and programs are subject to change. All products are subject to credit and property approval.
All right, thank you, Perrin. Today we have with us Joanne Sandberg, and she is from Rainier Chem-Dry. Welcome.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming today. And why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came about founding Rainier Chem-Dry?
Okay, thanks for having me here today. I'm very excited to be here. My name is Joanne Sandberg, and I am the owner of Rainier Chem-Dry Carpet and Upholstery Cleaning. Chem-Dry is a worldwide brand. There are thousands of locations in the United States. I happen to own about 20 licensed territories in the Puget Sound area.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
it's a lot. Yep. So we have a very large footprint that we cover that we're able to go and service clients in. We've been in business for a little over 30 years. Prior to my owning it, my parents owned it. So back in the 80s, my parents purchased it, and early 90s, well, I joined the company right away in the 80s. I loved the business and worked for my parents. I had an opportunity to purchase the company from them in 1992, which I did. I was a pretty young single mom at that time, but I took the leap. It was a career that I just knew I wanted to keep for the rest of my life, so it was a great career path for me. So in 1992, I bought it. At that time, we had about 3 territory licenses, and I was running about 4 trucks. Since that time, we've grown it to the 19-20 territories, and we're running about 14 trucks daily. We cover everywhere from the King County line on the north side, clear up into Woodinville and Bothell, Kirkland, and we cover the east side of King County, clear down to Pierce County, Thurston County, Mason County, and Kitsap County. So we sort of surround the whole Puget Sound area. So we have a very large territory. We have an active database of over 30,000 clients that are using us on a regular basis in the Puget Sound area. So we're very well established. We provide a really high-end customer experience, which keeps the customers coming back to us. So that's kind of my history and how I got involved in it.
Great, great. So you said regular. Does that mean that you have routine cleanings that you do?
We do. We have customers that use us as frequently as every 3 to 6 months. They like to keep on top of their cleaning very regularly. And then others that clean maybe once a year or once every 2 years. So we keep them on a very active database list to where we're getting out and servicing them. Chem-Dry is unique in itself in just it's a different cleaning process than other types of carpet cleaning, and we can get into that just a little bit today too, but it's a nice, what we really focus on is the health of the home. So we consider ourselves healthy home authorities. So when we come into your home, we're not just looking to make your carpet look good, but we're actually very concerned about the health of your home, what kind of bacteria are in your carpet and in your air, in your fabric upholstery, on other surfaces as well. So we really focus on it and take care of the whole health of the home.
So how does that work? What's the difference between healthy and what other companies do?
Well, what other companies do is they use a lot of moisture.
Okay.
And so Chem-Dry, when it was founded 40 years ago, they determined that carpets were getting too wet. So we didn't want to have those oversaturated carpets. Chem-Dry created a method. Their secret is what really put us on the map. We carbonate our cleaning solution. So if you take a mineral-based, all-natural cleaning solution and you heat it up and then you add carbonation to it, so it's fizzy like a club soda, that cleaning combination works amazingly well. And so what we found was we don't have to oversaturate with all that water, and we can use just a low moisture system. So we are never getting the padding below the carpet wet. If you do get that padding wet, you don't have much time for it to completely dry before mold spores can appear and start growing down underneath the carpet. So in the Puget Sound area, where we have a really wet environment here with the rain and the level of moisture we have in our airs, it's really important here to have carpets dry very quickly. I remember back before Chem-Dry in the old days, we would come into a home that had been cleaned, steam cleaned, or traditionally wet cleaned, and you could see condensation on the windows, and it felt like a rainforest in the room because everything was so wet and it just wasn't drying quickly. So when we brought Chem-Dry to the market here in the Puget Sound area, it very rapidly grew because of the dry time. So we have
when
about,
was that?
it was in the 80s when,
back when you started.
1984 when we first
Is that the
introduced
same
it.
thing as you when we hear about dry cleaning, like for a carpet?
Well, it's any cleaning procedure has a little bit of moisture to it, even when it's what they call dry cleaning. There's other types of dry cleaning different than what we do, but they still all have a little bit of moisture to them. Okay. So Chem-Dry with we use about 1/10 of the moisture, so it's dry in about 2 to 3 hours. So that's the big difference. You can get right back on your carpets right away. You don't have to wait 2 or 3 days for them to dry. So it's convenient, and it's also primarily a very healthy way to clean because we aren't creating that environment for mold to grow either in your home or underneath your carpet. So that makes us very different.
You said something about club soda, and I've heard of that as a home remedy for a lot of different kinds of things.
In fact, the story goes, the founder of Chem-Dry, his name was Robert Harris, and 40 years ago he was going to school to be a lawyer. He was in law school, but to put himself through school, he was cleaning carpets on the side, so he had a little trailer and some carpet cleaning equipment. He was flying home one Christmas back to California where he lived. He was schooling in Utah, and he was on an airplane, and he watched a professional gentleman with a tie on spill some juice on his tie, and he watched the flight attendant go and get a bottle of club soda. And she came back and she poured it. She fixed it. She wiped it right up. Stain came off, and he watched that and he was like, "Wow, I wonder if we can use that that same idea in carpet cleaning." He went home, poured the club soda on the carpet, stains started bubbling up. So he patented it. He patented the carbonation in the cleaning, carpet cleaning, so nobody else could touch it. And then he started franchising out because it started growing so quickly, the results and the low moisture. So that's how Chem-Dry was born 40 years ago.
That is interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
So it's actually the carbonation that's doing the
yes,
work.
The
club soda is the
carbonation.
cleanest.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And so because we have such a great cleanability with the carbonation, we don't have to use harsh chemicals. So we're using all natural, mineral-based, gentle. In fact, 51 of our cleaning solutions are certified green, so they're all safe and non-toxic. You can drink them.
That's all of your cleaning solutions,
all
according to what you told us this morning.
That's right.
And now that process, though, it wouldn't kill things like bacteria, would it?
No, we would need to use other solutions, which we carry if we need to. But the steam, we're using a 230-degree hot cleaning solution, which does take care of some of those things as well. But yeah, we would, if needed, use other products that can take care of the bacteria.
So,
okay. Now, how does it taste?
I have tasted it. It's not the greatest taste in the world, but it is drinkable. We've had technicians show that experiment just so people really believe it. It's just a bland taste. It's not great, but it's not awful either.
I mean, I don't know how you accidentally ingested because they're not consumer products, right?
No, they're not. Yeah. We wouldn't want to recommend that, no.
Okay.
So that's the health end of it, but what about the visual effect?
Yes, so we also then, we're really tough on stains. So the neat thing about Chem-Dry is that we're 100% safe and non-toxic, safe for children and pets, but at the same time we're very aggressive in our cleaning. So because of the heat and because of the carbonation, we can take out most any stain. On top of that, Chem-Dry has a lab back in Utah with full-time chemists in it, and they're constantly developing new products all the time to take care of stains that ordinarily wouldn't come out. So we have a whole line of products that would take out any red stains, which would come from either like a red wine or red Kool-Aid. We can take coffee stains out. We can take, you name it. We've got a product that should take just about any stain out.
What part of Utah? I went to school there and I was born there.
Logan is where
Logan,
they're up in Logan.
Logan.
Yep, that's That's where they founded. Well, they actually started in California, but the founder
there.
moved to Logan and developed his franchise out there. Mm-hmm.
This is different than the other Chem-Dry franchises.
Well, so Chem-Dry, like I mentioned, is a franchise. It's like, any other franchise business. I won't name any of them, but so we're all licensed to carry the same, we all provide the same product that we're using, the same processes and systems. We use the brand name. So we're very tightly managed and monitored by the franchisor so that
Do they train you? Is that what
they do. We're fully trained through them, and then also outside certifications. But yeah, the Chem-Dry, to carry that Chem-Dry badge and be called a Chem-Dry, you have to purchase a franchise from them. So like I said, happen to own 19 or 20, it might be 20 now, 20 of those licenses to operate. And then outside of my own company, there are other owners in the area. But I have 3 names for my Chem-Dry franchises, depending on the territory that we're servicing. So Rainier Chem-Dry is the biggest and the one that's known best here in the Pierce County. I also operate one up on the East King County called Chem-Dry on the Plateau, and that primarily services the Redmond, Sammamish, Kirkland, Bothell area up there. That land plateau up there where Microsoft located. That's why we decided on that name, Chem-Dry on the Plateau. And then I also operate one that's called Meridian Chem-Dry, and that kind of covers more of the south end of the Puget Sound, the Olympia area, Mason County, Thurston County, Kitsap County, all that area over there. So those 3 names are mine, but then if you see something outside of that, it just would be an independent owner who owns other franchise territories. So yeah, we're all over the Puget Sound. I just happen to own the largest share of those here. Yeah.
Okay. And you also do other things aside from carpeting, correct?
Right. So Chem-Dry, as I mentioned earlier, we want to be the healthy home authority. So we're not just concerned with carpet because, that is one large area in the home, but we also clean upholstery. So anything that's fabric in your home, furniture that you're sitting on, chairs, sofas, love seats, mattresses. We do a lot of mattress cleaning.
How do you clean a mattress? I mean, you get it wet and it's ruined.
Well, we don't get it that wet because, again, we're not oversaturating it. We get it wet enough to get it clean, and then it's dry very quickly. But mattresses,
do you
we
use fans to dry it? Or?
We can. Yep, a lot of times they will.
I mean,
Yeah.
mattresses can be pretty deep, and some of them are
Yes.
pretty shallow.
And you can only go so far.
Like, there's nothing inside of them that springs.
You've got springs and even boards and things. So, yeah, we can only go so far into a mattress. So, but we're cleaning the top surfaces. And when we clean a mattress, we're cleaning all sides of that. A lot of times we're cleaning mattresses because there's been an accident, a urine
Right.
or something.
Yeah.
So we
Right.
can also treat for urine on those mattresses and get that clean and sanitized. So anything with fabric, if you can imagine. The other areas that we clean in the home would be hardwood floors. We do tile and grout cleaning. We do granite polishing. So yeah, we have a full array. If you can kind of picture what a home looks like and what surfaces might be in the home, laminate flooring, you name it, and we can clean it. So yeah, carpet is primarily where we're at. Most of our business is in carpet, but secondary, the other big thing that we're doing now, because hardwood floor is becoming so popular, are those very high-end area rugs that you put on top of a hardwood floor. Those are very popular now, and we are really proud to say that we carry a full submersion cleaning, which means we have a full area rug cleaning plant at our facility. So we pick those rugs up, we'll roll them up and bring them back to our facility. We have a full cleaning, which is very detailed to take care of those fine, expensive area rugs. And we do urine treatment on those. We do fringe treatment. We're doing a submersion clean. We're dusting them, and then we're hanging them in this big area rug hanging facility, and then we're rolling them and wrapping them once they're dry.
Are
and
you
ready
able
to
to repair them?
We do some fringe repair. We're not doing the rest of that right now, but we can refer that out if it's needed to be done.
How long does it take to clean a rug?
We have a 7-day turnaround. Unless needed sooner, we can work that out, but we will pick up on one day of the week and then deliver the same day next week. And the pickup and delivery is all included in the charge, that we don't charge extra for that. So it's a nice service for those. And we'll move your furniture off from the area rugs and roll them up for you, and then we'll replace them down for you and put your furniture back. So it's a really high-end service that we're offering, and we're pretty proud of the cleaning results that we're getting from that. So it's very interesting the way that they clean area rugs now. So we're really thrilled to be doing that here in the Puget Sound area.
Now,
a lot
are
of
you able to
business.
fix the furniture marks?
Sometimes those can come out. Yeah, those, depending on how long the furniture's been there, how heavy the furniture is. Sometimes that mats that padding down underneath the carpet, and it's very difficult to get that to spring back up. So depending again on how long it's been and how heavy, sometimes those come out. Other times they're just a little, it's difficult to get those out just because of the compression on them for so many years. So it is a little bit hard. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, if I'm a realtor, of course, and so one thing that I'm always looking at when I go into a home is I'm looking at the floors. I'm looking at everything,
Sure.
especially if it's a flipped house, because you don't want any surprises to hit you later. And are there any tips you can give potential home buyers and sellers so they know what to look for and how to?
Yeah, I would say when you walk into a home, the first thing that's going to hit you is the smell. So that gives a lot of clues right there on how it smells. One thing that we run into a lot and that we have become the experts in is pet urine. And we see it all the time. And so when you walk into a home, I would say if that any scent of pet odor, urine hits you, then you're probably going to have a urine problem that you'll want to address. There can be other pet odors as well, not just urine, but you can have dog body oils. It smells a little bit like a wet dog. And so those would be concerns I would have. There might be pet dander in the carpet that you might address if people have
Just that
allergies. General
smell.
dog smell, yeah, exactly. You might be concerned if you smelled something that might be considered a moldy smell. That might be something you dig into a little bit. And then, you visual it too. So you can take a look at the carpet. You can see if it's been well maintained. You can see if they've cleaned regularly. You can kind of tell the wear and tear on a carpet. You have traffic patterns that are going to be, a lot heavier. You can kind of get an idea of the age of the carpet. And then there's, of course, the worst case scenarios where you've got shreddeds or holes or dogs have really, I've seen them where cats have scratched them and they've really had some major damage where that would probably have to be replaced. So
my wife spills milk a lot of times on the carpet.
oh,
I drink so much milk. Yeah.
It's her fault.
it totally is. I'm sure.
He's the
fault.
milk drinker.
What can you do for a milk stain?
Yeah, a milk stain is a real tricky one. We deal with this a lot too, and I've done it in cars many times where a child has spilled milk or a milkshake.
I'm the one actually that spills the milk.
That's
but
what I
whatever.
thought. That's what I thought. So milk, as you know, can smell really bad really fast.
Yes.
So if the homeowner has a milk spill, I suggest that you rinse and extract the best that you can, and then maybe call a professional or try and get some kind of an antibacterial sterilizer on there that's going to take care of the bacteria that's growing from that milk. It's a live, protein that's in there growing. What we do is we would use our deep extraction machine that would extract out and rinse, cleaning that milk out until it's clear, until the milk is out, and then we would apply our deodorizer sanitizer in it, which is an antimicrobial, which would then stop that odor, and that would be taken care of.
How long after the spill should they call you? Can they call you? How long can they wait to call you?
I mean, they're going to smell it within a couple
smell
of
it.
days.
They're gonna smell it immediately,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's going to start really
After
smelling by
the
day
milk goes
2.
bad.
Yes, exactly.
But how long?
We have same day service, so if
Okay.
you called, and needed something, an emergency like that, we would be out for you. In most cases, we can provide same day service. I run enough technicians to where we
can
always
do it.
want
You can-
to have
you can meet
the availability.
customer service
Exactly,
demands.
yeah. And if not same day, then by next day for sure.
So what should we do if he spills milk at midnight?
At midnight, well, we're probably not going to come out at midnight. Call us in the morning and we'll take care of that. Yeah, we'll definitely take care of that.
It's probably
for you.
going to stink by the morning.
I'm
Yeah.
never up at midnight. I go to bed at 8:00.
Right. But we can still get it out. Even if it starts to smell, it's okay. We'll still take care of it and get it out for you. It's not going to become a permanent smell. We'll
There's
get
nothing
it.
I can do to stop the
Well,
smell
I
overnight.
would rinse it out the best that you can for sure. Yeah, rinse and extract if you have a shop vac or something that you can extract
What
it
about
out
what
with.
about Kool-Aid?
Yeah, so Kool-Aid's an
That would be her
interesting.
again.
That would be her over here.
Again.
I'm in the middle here. I can't. Kool-Aid's interesting because the red Kool-Aid has a food dye in it. So there's actually I believe they call it a number 5 red food coloring. Yes, and that dyes your carpet. So when that hits the carpet, it goes into the dye sites of the fibers, and actually now you have.
It's worse than milk, then, is what you're saying.
Well, it's
it
worse
doesn't
on the
stink, at
staining,
least.
but it doesn't smell bad. But it will change the color of your
It'll
carpet.
change the color of the carpet.
Yeah.
All the sugar might attract some bugs too,
It could,
right?
yeah, it could. But the main concern is that it's going to unless you enjoy pink spots in your carpet, which most people don't, they'll want to get that out. So, and it doesn't take long. If you do have a Kool-Aid stain, something like that happens, a spill, I would try and keep it damp, put a wet towel over it, let Chem-Dry come out, and we will get that red stain out for you. We have a product that actually will take and reverse those dye sites back to the normal color. So, you know, as long as it's quick and we can get to it soon.
Good? Besides Resolve is Awesome Cleaner. Have you heard of that?
I have not heard of Awesome Cleaner. Yeah.
Well, I got black nail polish off my carpet with that.
Good. That's
and there's
nice.
no sign of it.
Oh,
now,
good.
I don't know if you mentioned
That was
some problems
mine.
with
that
household
black
cleaners. Though.
nail polish was mine.
That was your. I just give a small warning on some of the products that you can buy over the counter that they are loaded with residue. So they've got shampoos and you know, residues that get left behind. So when you use that cleaner on your carpet, that will leave an oily residue behind. And what happens then is it's a magnet to dirt. So in the spot that you've used, it's sticky. And so when anybody walks across it or when the dust in the air hits it, it attracts to that spot very heavily. So we hear all the time that, hey, you know, I used this other product on it, but now it just keeps coming back. The stain just keeps coming back. We have to go out and then we not only have to take care of the dirt and what's on top of it, but we also now have to take out the residue that those products have left behind. So I just say, just be aware. You know, some of those are okay to use, but if you can find one that's residue free, Chem-Dry sells our cleaning solution in a can that we recommend for any spots, and it's great. But if you don't have a Chem-Dry, just watch for the residue levels and don't overuse it because it will actually leave a lot of soap in that carpet, and that we would have to deal with later.
So is red wine the same as Kool-Aid?
It's similar. Yep, we have the same problem with that. We can reverse that. Now, I say all this with some disclaimer because some things do become permanent in your carpet.
If you wait too long or what?
Or if it's just certain type of carpet that didn't have a good protectant built in, or it sat too long, or just certain things have happened. There's so many variables in carpet. So I will say that some things do become permanent. It's like a cotton t-shirt. When you spill something on a cotton t-shirt, you can wash it 1,000 times, you can bleach it, and that still isn't coming out.
Especially if you put it in the dryer.
Especially if you, and a lot of customers sometimes will use everything in their kitchen sink to try and get that stain out before we get there, and that can set it in permanently. So, so there's just so many variables that can you know, factor into whether we can get that stain out or not. But if anyone can get it out, Chem-Dry can, because of our line of products that we have that are designed for every type of spill and stain. We have the best chance of getting it out if anybody can. So, yeah.
Well, I'm thinking if it's red wine that I spill, I'm going to take and extract as much of it as I can so I don't have to waste it.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Oh, I didn't see that coming. Yeah.
I love red
So
wine.
this morning you had a puppy story about a flood upstairs. The puppy was...
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell us that story?
I can. So, in addition to the cleaning that we do, we also do water mitigation. So if you have a flood, we will come out and dry your carpet and take care of any structure that's wet. So yes, we had a call. It was our favorite call last week.
It was last week?
It was just last week,
wow.
yeah.
Okay.
We got a call because a customer had left their dog at home while they were gone, and the puppy, I think, got bored and saw in the bathtub, the shower rack was up there with a loofah. You know what, loofah sponge or whatever those are. So he saw it and he was pawing at it, trying to get it. And he was propped himself up with his paw on the faucet, the handle of the faucet. And so that
the kind of that you push down with just one knob.
Yes,
Yeah.
and so somehow the dog got the water turned on. It went into the bathtub and then continued to flow. Homeowner wasn't home for several hours, and so that water spilled out over into the bathroom, flooded the bathroom, went through the ceiling, the floor, the ceiling of the rooms below it, and ended up getting some water damage down in the water.
That would be more like a mold recovery or
Well, it's just a
recovery
water
service
mitigation at that time. No
Okay.
mold because it happened
called
same
you
day. We
immediately.
caught it, yes, immediately. Now, had they let that sit
Did
for a
it
couple
damage
days,
the ceiling?
we're drying the ceiling. No real damage to it. We're able to dry this one.
When we had a water leak through our ceiling from upstairs, it damaged our
Yes,
ceiling too.
a lot of times
Yeah,
they
we
will.
had to replace the living room and
Yes,
upstairs,
we,
everything.
We do that a lot if we find ceiling that's sagging or if it's bubbled or if it's destroyed that drywall and stuff, then yes, we'll tear that out. This one we caught soon enough to where we're able to dry it in
Yeah,
place.
we caught
Good.
this pretty soon, but
Yeah,
it was
which
a
is
huge leak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was raining in our living room.
yeah.
And while
I
I
got
was
home from
upstairs
work.
writing code, And it was leaking for about 5 hours,
Oh,
and I
my
didn't notice it
goodness.
because
Yeah.
when you're writing software, you're just
you're
in your
busy.
own head.
You're not
Even my
watching
I
son
got
would
home,
come in
home from work and my
mention
son
stuff,
came down and screamed and I yelled at my wife and
You weren't home. were
I
you?
got home and saw that it was leaking. Yeah.
That's a real water damage. Yeah, that would have to be torn out. And the nice thing about what we do is we don't just come and tear it out and dry it, but we're going to actually help you put it back together too. We see water damages from the loss, the emergency loss, clear through the end where we put it back together for you. So we're not going to just strand you with, okay, now you deal with putting your ceiling back together. We'll take you clear through to the end of the loss, which is nice about what we do. Yeah, so it's a little bit different. But yeah, that was kind of funny with that dog. I hope the dog's okay. Hope the owner still loves
Didn't
his dog.
kill the dog,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know.
I heard the dog a bit.
Yeah.
I could just see that cute little dog just
Can you just
not
picture
knowing
it?
what to do.
It's probably panicking a little
Yeah,
bit,
I know.
and
I don't know if that water came up while it was still in the tub or what, but
I could just see that poor dog.
our dog.
Feeling so
I'm always
bad.
worried she's going to get hurt by our carpet.
because
So I mean, when we had that water damage, we would prefer to have replaced it with just a laminate floor, but the insurance company, they showed us a bunch of carpet, and I didn't really like it. I wanted something flat and hard, and what I thought would be durable, and it's Berber, and with all those loops, it's already wearing. It's only been, I don't know, it
Was it 6 or 7 years?
6 or 7 years, and our dog the other day, she got stuck on the carpet. Her toenails got stuck on
Poor
the
thing.
carpet.
oh, that's sad. Yeah.
And I mean, split her toenail
I didn't
in
know
half,
what it
or
was.
maybe
She
she
was-
had
she-
a little
she
snag
was
already,
yelping
and
and-
it snagged in the carpet, and she couldn't free herself, and ended up, ripping out her toenail.
Oh,
It was
no.
just horrible.
Yeah, that is awful.
Oh,
That's sad to hear.
yeah. Anyway,
But as soon as we cut it off and repaired it, she just walked
She
away
was fine.
just fine.
yeah, we
Well,
have to
that's
watch
good.
the carpet now. Really
Yeah,
good.
I know. I know some people are tearing carpet out and putting hardwoods, thinking that it's healthier. But to tell you the truth, it's not. Carpets actually act as a filter for dust and bacteria in your home. So we recommend you leave carpet. But go ahead.
Carpet is the best thing for the health of your
Home,
right?
It is. Yeah, because it really acts as an air filter for you. And so as long as you're having it cleaned regularly, we clean all those dirts and bacteria out of your carpet, but it actually is acting as a filter so you're not having so much airborne bacteria and dust in the air. Asthma patients love the carpet because it's keeping the dust, controlled.
And that is not commonly known in the world.
That's right. And
Although,
now
I have
especially-
asthma, and I don't like to vacuum because there's always
vacuum,
that dust
everything
coming
comes
out
up,
of the
right?
It does
vacuum.
come up, yeah.
It
does.
stinks.
You'll want to make sure your vacuum is cleaned and maintained regularly. You can empty those, you can clean them, even put in some deodorizers in those so that they're not like that.
So
But-
when you do a service, the homeowners need to leave the home, right? Or no?
No. Yeah, we can definitely have homeowners there. Like I said, because we're not soaking down your carpet, it's very convenient. They'll let us in. We'll walk through it with them. They'll show us any areas of concern. We'll measure everything up, give you the final price. You're welcome to leave or stay, go in another room. Some customers follow us around and go, "What are you doing there?" Or, "Yeah, did you see that spot?" So
That could
and
get
we're
annoying.
fine.
That's
yeah,
what
it
I
is
would
a
do.
little
Not,
bit.
I wouldn't say, "Oh, see that spot,"
No,
but
but just
I'm
to keep an
always
eye on
curious
it.
about everything.
Yeah.
And I'll say, "Oh, what's that line?" And I'll be asking them details because I'm an engineer. I want to know more.
Right, and we're very
information.
transparent. My technicians love to, interact with the customer, so whichever way is comfortable for you. But we also have many customers that, are very comfortable with leaving us in their home, and they'll leave and let us finish up. So either way.
So what do you do with you? Earlier in our conversation, you were talking a lot about granite countertops.
We do. So we do granite countertops. I'm not sure if it's well known, but when you have granite, you should have them cleaned and polished every couple of years. There's a lot of crevices in granite where dirt and bacteria can hide. And so, that's your kitchen sink. You could have chicken, whatever in those granite crevices. So it's really important that you have those cleaned every now and then. And we repolish them, put, the polish back on them so they maintain them longer too. We do tile and grout also. So we do a lot of grout and tile cleaning. And same thing there. You might want to reseal your grout so that it protects it from having any staining occurring. So yeah, we do those hard surfaces as well. And
So how can we reach you? How can our viewers reach you?
So if you go to rainierchem-dry.com or Facebook us on Rainier Chem-Dry, or you can call we have an 800 number just to make it easy. We also have local numbers, but our 800 number is 888-334-1234. 1206, and that's the best way to reach us by phone. And we've got several CSRs standing by all the time to talk to you. So.
And we'll put your website and your Facebook page
fantastic.
on the blog
Okay.
entry when we upload this to
Great.
our podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also,
Great.
you can reach us at 253-226-6454.
Okay.
Yeah, we can help you with any of your financing and real estate questions, and also recommend great professionals for anything that you need done around the house. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us, and we'll see you next week with another exciting guest.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.